Teachers, welcome back to the British Theatre School. Alfred Hitchcock once said, "What makes a good film? The script, the script, the script." This is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be drafting, making the second draft of a script. So, at the British Theatre School, what we do is provide, as you can see in the wonderful little library here, we've got lots of different scripts for a load of different shows. And what we will do is prepare those scripts for a cast of between 12 to 16 students. Now, you might have 12 in your group, in which case you can see here we're going to have multi-role characters. So if we're working with a group of 12, then that means one person can play narrator 1, soldier 1, shepherd 1. This is the nativity, for example, we've just done this Christmas. And therefore you don't need to worry about who's going to play that part because the scripts are written in a way where those characters aren't on stage at the same time and you can work with a cast of 12. Now, if you have a cast of 16, you don't need to multi-role and you can split those up. So someone's going to play narrator 1, someone's going to play soldier 1, someone's going to play shepherd 1, and they all have a minimum of 6 lines, so you don't need to worry about the person getting pushed to the side if they get that part split up. But if they are multi-rolling, be aware you need to pick a capable student who can do costume changes and who can learn about 18 lines. Cool, so that's how we set it up in the script, and that's what you're given. You will have your register and you'll be able to see the age of your students, how many students there are, the information from families that we've got about their experience. But still, we need to prepare our script. And what we always say, as you'll see in the internal training, is that the more you know your script as a director, the better the show will be. The more you know your script as a director, the better the show will be. Some of these scripts up here I have in my head burned into my memory for forever because I've just done them so many times with kids where I know all the words off by heart of a 25-page script. I know where everyone needs to stand, so we can just tear through the script in about 2 days and block it all. Now, if you're stopping and starting, it's so much energy for you as a teacher. So this second draft of the script, which is personal to you, is meant to build your director's copy of the script and is meant to make your work a lot easier when you actually go to teach. And this is relevant for any form of theatre teacher when you are working with directing with students. So here's how we're going to do it. Let's go to the plan I've created here for you. Right, so what I've done is basically I've numbered 1 to 16, and as you can see here, I've labelled that as this is narrator 1, soldier or shepherd 1. So this is a cast of 12 kids with a total of 15 characters, and what I've done is just written down and created a stage here. So here's some stage marking tape, just tape down that. Upstage, downstage, where is the audience? Stage left, stage right. Surprising how many people don't know that still. So what I'm going to do is just plot the first scene, and this is the opening a little bit. So I'm going to firstly read the script, see who's on stage. So I've got narrator 1, 2, and 3 on stage. Right, I'm going to put them on stage. The main reason we're doing this, by the way, is because we want to control behaviour management. If we've only got 2 or 3 people on stage and the rest of our 9 children are off stage, that's when accidents happen, they mess around, they start faffing around. So what we're going to do is preemptively plan ways for them to be in the scene, and we're going to edit our script so that can happen. So everyone's on stage at all times, except if they're getting off stage to do a costume change or whatever. So, perfect. We've got narrator 1, 2, and 3 on stage to start. Now we're going to sing We Three Kings. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to get the whole cast on stage, and I'm going to make sure they all start on stage to sing We Three Kings. So that is everyone completely occupied. And then you've got your 3 kings up here. So I'm going to put them in front. Boom, there we go. Lovely. This is very rough planning. Now all my kids are on stage. They're occupied. So when I, as a director, am teaching them, I know there's no students behind me who are messing around because I'm focused on setting the scene. I've got everyone on stage and everyone's meant to be on stage and doing something, even when these guys are saying the lines. So this is our starting positions for the play. The narrators might be these 3 narrators here at the front. of the stage. They might be in front of the curtain saying these few lines. So I'm just going to start like that. So I can note down in my script that they leave to join a line of students on stage. There we go. Curtains open, all cast on stage in a line. So that's why my director's note is there. When we're making these notes as a director, we're planning physically how can we control behaviour. How can we make sure that everyone's on stage as much as possible? So they're going to sing We Three Kings, la 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 la, and that everyone naturally is going to exit the stage, and we're going to have the Three Kings, because this is the Three Kings scene, so you can see all of this part, and this is going to take around 20 minutes, 30 minutes to set. Just a little piece like this, maybe 20 minutes. And a lot can happen in 20 minutes when 12 students aren't occupied on something they need to be doing. So we've got our Three Kings here. So they're going to be at the front of the stage, setting the lines. And my narrators, all the rest of the cast will be here. But what I want to be making sure that the rest of the cast are doing is ad-libbing. So what can we create? We can create maybe the kings live in a castle, and they are the maids and servants, and they need to be serving the kings. Maybe they're cleaning the floors, these three over here, so they should be on stage cleaning the floors, and the narrators should be maybe backstage. I don't know. These guys are cleaning the floors, these guys are delivering food to people, these guys are learning their lines potentially. If you can't fit anyone on stage, so they should have scripts in hands, learning the lines. And as goes for all these guys, when they're ad-libbing and they don't have much to do, they should have scripts in hands, learning their lines while you set the Three Kings. But they should all be on stage doing something. Now, we're just going to note who actually needs to be here for the next scene. So, Mary and Joseph. It's a Mary and Joseph scene. So we're just going to be... And that's it, basically. So I'm just going to plan, and I'm going to write down here, Desert Wind. The rest of the cast are on stage ad-libbing. Servants, or whatever they want to be. I mean, that's me with a limited adult imagination coming up with some ideas of what they could be doing on stage. When you put the energy to the students and you say, what are we doing in a castle? What are we doing if we're servants? What are we doing if we're helping three wise kings or living near three wise kings? What would we be doing? They'll come up with loads of different ideas and they can ad-lib that. And that's going to keep them occupied and give them more stage time, right? So let's give an example of one that we did and we just came up with randomly last week when we did this play. So the shepherd's on the hill, right? So we got our three shepherds. Let's call it these guys. I don't know if it's accurate, but let's say we got three shepherds on stage. And we also need the two angels and a narrator. So the donkey can narrate something here. We can give him a narration line. And the two angels are going to be in this scene as well. Now you can see up here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students who aren't doing anything on stage right now. So I was like, well, it's not going to look authentic because they're going to be in Mary and Joseph costumes, but I need to keep these kids occupied because if I set a big scene like this and it takes a while, you can see it's quite a long scene for kids, then they're going to be faffing around backstage, not doing what they should be doing. So what I'm going to do is anyone who's not on stage or anyone who's not doing a costume change needs to be on stage at the front pretending to be sheep. Meh, doing random sheep noises, and they find it hilarious. You know, this really worked well, and you might think, what? They're going to be sheep in their Mary and Joseph costumes? That doesn't make sense because I'm an adult and I have rules and that. And the kids love it, okay? Just abandon that for a minute. It is a bit about playtime when it's ages 11 and under. But this bit became like one of the best. It got one of the best laughs in the whole show because Shepherd 3 says, "We can't relax, it's winter. If we don't find shelter soon, the sheep will turn into popsicles." And he pointed, and he loved this line, and he loved pointing and shouting, "Popsicles!" at the sheep who were stood here, pretending to be sheep, and then the sheep all put their heads up at the same time and go meh, scared to the audience, and the audience loved it. They thought it was hilarious. They all started laughing, ha 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 ha. And then here I inserted, okay, the sheep leave and start following the sheep. Shepherd wants out. Come back, sheep. So all these guys, when it was time for them to leave, got them all off stage and pretended to be sheep. And they're being attracted to the star, you know what I mean? And we're just editing the script like that. Now, there's 6 scenes, and it's very easy to do. We've just covered 2 in 10 minutes. You're going to take 30 minutes to quickly look over your scenes, read through your script, have a stage like this in front of you, have your characters in front of you, and just plot and plan and make notes in your script where they're going to be, what they're going to be doing. It's always good if you have a dance number, if you have a song, that everyone's on stage at the back. And that's it. And that will help you get to know your script, and that will help you revise the script as a director to make sure that your show is successful. Because if you try and wing it on the spot, behaviour is going to be worse, it's going to stress you out, and you're going to get twice as much done. So 30 minutes of preventative medicine to plan things ahead for your script so you can get it in your own head as a director, because there's only so much we can do. We can only give you the scripts. We can give you the scripts, we can give you the costumes, we can give you the scenery, we can give you a formal recording of the show, we can do everything, but you are the one that has to download this information into your brain and plan it. So there's nothing else we can do from there. Cool, one moment. So that's it. That's how you plan your scripts. That is how we control behaviour in rehearsals. That is the primary focus, what we want to be doing. It helps you visualise where are these characters going to be on stage, how do we block this correctly. Now, obviously, before you do any blocking, you can play stage direction games and make sure that all the students know all their stage directions, etc. But again, when you block this, which we'll talk about in another video on how to block, this is how to prepare your show. We're going to talk about how to block it, how to direct it, and how to observe it next in the next few videos. But this is all about behavioural management. The more students that are on stage occupied doing something, the better behaviour will be, and it helps you keep an eye on them, because the stage has wings, it has backstage areas that students can hide under, and we don't want students to get lost. We want students to be seen at all times on stage, so the more students you have on stage, the better. And if they're not doing anything, if they're bored of ad-libbing, they need to be scripts in hands, learning the lines. Okay, that's everything. Any questions? Let me know. Bye-bye.